Hey guys, what is going on? In this video, I'm going to be showing you a Resto Druid PvP guide. So let's jump straight into this. So, for the Covenant, you're obviously going to be going with Necro Lord, right? This hasn't changed. This is still the very best one to go with, right? For obvious reasons, you're going to obviously get your Swarm, and this is going to increase all your healing over time effects by 35%. So this is really good. You can't really beat it. And also the fleshcraft is just super handy, right? Now, for our
my apprentice,
for our Conduits, this is what you're going to be going with. You're going to be going with Plague, and then for the first ones, you're going to be going with Swarm. Then you want to go with Wellhound Instinct. This is going to give you a automatic frenzy regrowth once you go below 40%. This is really good for staying alive, right? Then going on to the next one here, you want to have ready for anything. This is going to increase the cooldown, reduce the cooldown of your nature swiftness by 16%, which is very good. Then you want to go with this one just to increase your healing also. And then you want to go with this right here, and now this is going to increase your swift meds, and then because you have the Lego that I'm going to be showing you, it will also work really well together. And then lastly, just here, you can actually go either side, it's up to you, but I recommend going this one here, just so when you go into bear form you have a bit more tank. So that's the Conduits. I wouldn't change them. They're the best to go with for 2s or for 3s, right? Now, going on to the legendaries, by far the best is going to be Verdant Infusion. So this one right here, this is the one that is going to increase you when you use swift meds. It's going to increase all your hot durations, and then because you were also Necro Lord, what you're going to be doing after that is putting on a Swarm and then increasing the dots that have already been increased in time. You're going to increase them with even more healing. So it's really good to go with that, right? This is going to be the legendary that you want to go with. And then obviously for the second legendary, you're going to have to go with this one right here, the Unity. And so this just gives it a 60% chance that your Swarm will actually hop over to the other target. Now this works really good in 2s and in 3s, but mainly in 2s, because you can actually get both for yourself and your partner healing up really well. Alright, jumping into the talents now. This is what you want to go with every single game, in 2s, in 3s. This is what you want to be running with. Now the only thing that you're going to switch up is probably Feral Affinity to Guardian. So you want to be using Feral Affinity when there is a caster on the other team basically, and then if it's straight melee, you just want to use Guardian. Right, they both have you can pick either single one. It's mainly personal preference, right? But you do want to go with the Ward, you want to go with Wild Charge, you want to go with Mighty Bash, Soul of the Forest, Overgrowth, and Germination, right? These never change in any situation. The only two will be the Affinity right here, so either Feral or Guardian. Now going on to the PvP talents, you always, no matter what, you want Keeper of the Growth. This is going to make, when you use Tranquility, it's going to basically fully make you immune to damage, to everything except bleeds and stuff like that. So that is a must have. You really need to go with that no matter what you're playing. Same with this one here. So you wanted Forced Growth. So this just makes your lights bloom a lot better, so you can stack it up to 3 times, increasing the healing of it. And now with Thorns, if you're versing a melee comp, you'd go with Thorns. If not, I like to go with High Winds. So what High Winds does, after 4 seconds after you use a Cyclone, it actually reduces the healing and damage that the person that you've cycloned has done by 30%. So this can be really good, especially in 2s. I really like running that or Thorns. That's the 2 that I would go for. Alright, going over now to stat priority and the gear. So you're still going to be wanting a lot of haste. You want to be going for haste, and then who the hell's this guy? Anyways, you want to be going for haste, but once you've got about the 22%, you don't really want to go over. It just becomes useless after that. So then you want to start putting it into mastery, because the mastery is just going to increase your HOTS. So that is a good way to go for your stats. Like any more than 22, like you want about 20 to 22% haste, and you'll be cheering. You don't really want to go too much over that, right? And now for the legendaries, like I mentioned before, you want to go with Verdant Infusion. So this is a must-have. This is the best healing legendary to go for. And then obviously you got to go with Unity. So that's going to be your Necro Lord, which just has a 60% chance to split 2 swarms, which jump from each other. You know how the Necro Lord legendary works, right? And then of course you want to have a decent amount of versatility. So we're rocking about 39% versatility. And then we've also just got a bit of speed. That's just on the enchant of the cloak, I believe. Yeah, of the cloak with the minor speed. So that is stat priority you want for your Resto Druid in PvP, right? Alright, so now jump into the tier set for the Resto Druid. So what it is basically, if you have the 2 set, so you have a 25% chance to grant Bloom, healing 1000 over 8 seconds. Swift Med can consume the renewing Bloom, right? But then the best thing about this would be the 4 set. So every 3 casts of Swift Med grants you Incarnation, so tree form, right? For 9 seconds. So I would personally only run the 4 set in 3s, because in 2s you're going to be dampening a lot, they're going to last a lot longer, and actually will chew a whole heap of your mana being in Incarnation, right, in tree form. So in 2s I like to just run the 2 set, or even no set, and then go for the big versatility bonus. But I would say that the 2 set is better than running no set, right? Because you get that extra heal, that extra, like it works good with it, really, really good. So if I was you, if you want to play 2s, I'd stick to the 2 set. If you want to play 3s, get your 4 set, right? So it's very, very simple. Now with the creation of colors, whatever it's called, you can make them right away, right now, the whole 4 set, and be ready to go with that. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to actually heal as a Necro Lord Resto Druid in PvP, right? So you got to know with your legendary, right, how this is going to work. So it increases your HOTS, right? So what you want to do, and because you're Necro Lord, so the legendary increases the hot duration, and then your swarm is going to increase how much it actually heals. And so what you want to do is get up all your HOTS, right? So you get up your every single HOT that you have, even your ward, every single HOT. So now every single HOT's on, and then you want to click Swift Med. So that's going to increase the time of all the HOTs, as you can see. And then we want to click Swarm, and now that is going to increase the healing of every single one of them by 35%. And because we've got the legendary, every time we use Swift Med is going to increase the hot duration. So we only cast them once, and we've still had them for like 30 seconds now. So that is how you want to heal with your Resto Druid. Alright, so now for the best comps to be playing on your Resto Druid in the arena, right? So in 2s, you want to be definitely going with a Hunter. This is by far the very best you can do. So you and a Beast Mastery or a Survival Hunter, that is probably the best comp that you could be running in 2s right now. But a few other things that you could run like a Monk. You could run a Fury Warrior, like both specs of the locks. You could run like probably they're gonna be your main classes you want to play with, and a DH, so your Demon Hunters. But the very best will be you and a Hunter, mainly a BM or a Survival Hunter would be the best comp for 2s. And now going into for 3s, you'd want to have, same as last season, your Turbo goes really good. So you, a Warrior, and a Enhancement Shaman. Or you could also run on the ladders, some of the very top people on the ladders are running Resto Druid, DH, so Death Knight, and running that with the BM Hunter. So that I've seen a few of them comps. That is probably what you want to be running, but your turbo is really good for 3s. But for 2s, you definitely want to be running with a BM or a Survival Hunter. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this short Resto Druid PvP guide. Anyways, subscribe. I'll bring out a lot more Resto Druid PvP content in the future. Let's get it.